you know, the very first scene in the jail cell where we put our hands to the glass, and I hadn't seen it yet. And we went to an event for the CW in New York, and he came to me and he said, "Man, did you see our scene?" And I said, "No, was it any good?" And he said, "I sat there saying to myself, it's so not cool to cry at your own scene."
Las series que se entrelazan, es decir, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, The Flash, Stargirl, Stargirl, y que de pronto DC Comics piensa un poco más en los fans y Marvel piensa más un poco en el dinero, es decir, como ya una marca ya diferente, es como, así lo percibo yo como lector de cómics, de pronto puedo estar equivocado, pero DC siempre piensa en los fans, tanto en las películas animadas como en las series.
What do you feel about the intersection among the series? Could you repeat please the series?
Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Stargirl,
And also the
Flash.
fact that reveals that DC looks more for the fans. They look more for the fans and not for
It's more interested in fans than in the money,
than
you know?
in the earnings than Marvel.
Well, the reason I think that we had a little golden age on the CW of superheroes, when we had the Arrowverse, and we had all of these shows on one network, and they could do crossovers, we could do Crisis, we could do Elseworlds, we could do all these different combinations, and they were being told, our producers were themselves comic book fans growing up. And so they loved these characters. And so they were writing a show that they wanted to see. They weren't creating mass-producing content for an audience to make money. They were writing something that they felt in their hearts. On the CW Flash, when I met him, Andrew Kreisberg, he's about this tall, and yes, I'm John, yes, it's good to meet you. And he said, "We've actually met before." And I said, "We have?" He said, "Yes, he was an assistant on the back lot at Warner Brothers when I was shooting my Flash 24 years ago." And I said, "We met?" He said, "Oh yeah, I totally invaded your space and fanboyed out of you." And I'm like, "This is my boss." I'm like, "Was I nice?"
La serie de Flash es un personaje que yo tuve la oportunidad de conocer en una convención en New York y pues él iba como un espectador y no sabía que él también era de Cali, Colombia, obviamente criado en Estados Unidos, pero quería preguntarle cómo es como fuera de cámaras, como persona y trabajar con el personaje de Cisco Ramón.
So, Cisco Ramon is a person from Cali, Colombia, as Alex is, and Alex had met him before, and he wanted.
Yeah, I met him in New York Comic Con. He is like a visitor, and I spoke with him, but I never could imagine that he was Colombian too, but he grew up in the States, so I spoke with him.
And he wants to know how is Cisco Ramon outside of cameras, how is he as a person?
Oh, he's great. He sings, he's musical, he in many ways is a surprisingly serious person, didn't you find? Very understated, not, very, very centered. He'd be very talking to you, he'd be very, talking and listening and and then he has this sense of humor. But he also has he's very vulnerable, and I think that's why Carlos was so successful in Cisco, because at the same time, you could laugh, and then you go, oh. About Watergate, about Martha Mitchell, and Carlos played one of the FBI agents, I believe, who was very much in that. I was surprised to see it when I was watching it. On what?
Working with all the family that you made within the cast. In the Flash.
I want to tell you a story. The very first year that we went as a cast to San Diego Comic-Con, we did interviews all day long, and then it was time to go eat lunch. All the shows, Arrow, Supergirl, Legends, Flash, all the shows. San Diego Comic-Con, doing interviews all day long. Then it was time to have lunch at one big table, and someone punched me, and they said, "Look around the room. All the other actors, this one is with their agent, this one is with their agent, that one is with the Flash cast. We were all together at the same table." Every cast member, the thing I loved about particularly those first couple of seasons was everyone was committed to being as truthful about the people and the relationships as they were committed to the special effects and the adventure. It was getting the relationships right. You know, what was the relationship between Joe and Barry? How was that different? Henry and Barry. What was the relationship of Iris and Barry? What was the mother's? I mean, to tell the truth and to get those characters right was important to every single cast member. No, go ahead. Oh God, it's very important. People were just talking. Example, when I had to when Henry Allen, and I had to go back into a superhero suit for the first time in 26 years, I was very nervous about it, but talking about the cast, I come out, with my helmet, I'm wondering how people will respond. And the crew applauded. Candace, I look over and I see Iris, Candace, and she's standing over there going, and then Grant takes the camera and pulls it up and turns the screen around so that I can see myself. And he says to me, "See how great you look?" All actors are like that. I've been a professional actor for 43 years. I've worked with a lot of actors. This was a very special feeling, and I think, judging by the success of the show, that feeling that we had for each other communicated to the audience. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. The end. Or the beginning of something else. How many people watch Stargirl? Who watches Stargirl?
Me and Stargirl.
It's in its last season right now. It's a wonderful show. Written and executive produced by Jeff Johns, who I love very much and respect. And the season finale is on December 7th. So don't miss it. Don't miss it.
Flashpoint.
Have they asked me about Flashpoint? Well, originally on television, the beginning of the second season on Flash CW, we were supposed to do Flashpoint. And the first episodes you saw, Nora and Henry were both alive. We were at the dinner table. Iris came over. It's what it would have been like. But then the movie Flashpoint, we were supposed to go 4 or 5 episodes long. They reduced it to 2 because the movie was going to be called Flashpoint.